Hey guys, this is Nanabi. Welcome back to our channel from the Department of Information Science and Engineering in 7th semester from the College of Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering in Bengaluru. So today we are going to discuss the topic called Basic Encryption and Techniques and the subject of cryptography. So before we are going to the topic, I request you guys to do one thing. Please like all my videos and share other to like also. So no more late, let's go to the topic. The contents gonna discuss right now is introduction of the cryptography, and second one is substitution techniques, the play fair cheaper and hill cheaper. So we'll discuss one by one. Introduction of the cryptography. Cryptography is the science of art of securing the communication and the information by transforming it into the unreadable format, which can also be described this cheaper by someone the proper knowledge or the key. It plays a crucial role in ensuring the confidential integrity and authenticity of the data in various contexts, including the online transaction, data storage, and the communication. Here are some key concepts or components of cryptography. Encryption. Encryption is the process of converting the plain text or like original and readable data into the cheaper text unreadable data, like using the algorithm and the secret key. Only those with the correct key can be decrypt the cheaper text to recover the original plain text. Second one is description. Decryption. So it's decryption. Decryption is the reserve process of encryption, where the cheaper text is transformed back into the plain text using the appropriate decryption key. This ensures that only the authorized can be access the original data. So third one is key or the secret value of encryption and decryption process. These are two main types of encryption: semantic encryption, which uses the same key for the both encryption and the decryption, and the asymmetric encryption, which uses the pair of public and private keys. And the fourth one is semantic encryption. In the semantic encryption, the same key is used for the both encryption and the decryption. The population semantic encryption algorithm includes the advanced encryption and data encryption, which means DES. Substitution technique is a problem-solving method commonly used in the various fields, including the mathematics and the cryptography and the computer science, and it involves the replacing a complex or the unknown element with a simpler or the known one is order to simplify a problem or equation. This technique is often used to make the problem more manageable or the reveal hidden pattern or relationship. Here the general overview of often substitution technology works like first one is in identify a complex element. Begin by identifying a complex or the unknown element in the problem or the equation that you want to simplify. This element can be a variable expression or the term that makes the problem difficult to solve directly. So introduce a substitute. Introduction substitute or the new variable to replace the complex element you identify in the step 1. Choose the substitution in such a way that the simplify the problem or the equation. Third one is rewrite the problem. Rewrite the problem or the equation. Use the substitute introduction in the step 2 is often involving the expressing the complex element in the terms of substitute. You can use the algebraic manipulation or other technique to achieve this. The fourth one is solve the simplify problem. With a complex element replacing by the substitute, the problem should now be simpler or to solve. The simplify problem using the appropriate mathematical technique or the method. Substitute back on once you have to a solution that simplify the problem, substitute complex the element in the place of substitute. If you need to obtain the final solution, you have to the problem. Here the example for the how the substitution technique can be applied to solve the equation. The original equation is this one as displayed in the ppt. So identify the complex element. In this case, the complex element is the quadratic equation. So Introduce the substitution. Let us introduce the new variable, say u, to replace the complex expression. U is equals to, take the left side one, and rewrite the problem. Replace the complex expression in the original equation with the substitute u is equals to the left part of the equation. Now the equation becomes u is equals to 0. We have to make the u is equals to 0. So fourth one is solution. Solve the simplified problem. The equation u is equals to 0 is much simplified equation to solve. In this case, u is equals to 0 implies that, which means the equation of original equation, and the fifth one is substitute back. Now that we have to find the solution for u, we substitute it back into the original equation to find the value of x. The player file cheaper is the classic semantic encryption technique that was invented in the 19th century. Charles Weston, but is the named often his friend Lord Playfair, who popularized it. It's a graph. It's a graph substitution cheaper that operates on the fates of letters, making it more secure than the simpler cheaper. So here the playpair, how the playpair gonna works. Here the description is there. So the key setup, set the keyword or the key phrase. Example keyword. Remove a duplicate letter from the keyword. Fill in the rest of the alphabets without duplicate to create the 5 cross 5 key matrix. Playfair square. This example has shown in the PPT. Encryption. Break the plain text message into the pairs of letters. If the pair has been same letters, inside the X between them. Example, make fill. For each graph, apply the following rules. If the letter are in the same row of the key square, replace each letter with the letter to its right. If the letter are not in the same column, replace each letter with a letter below it. If the letters are not in the same row or a column, form the rectangle with these letters, and replace each letter with a letter in the some row but in the column of the other letter. And the second one is description. To describe the Playfair cheaper message, you reverse the process. Break the cheaper into the diagram and apply the rule from the second step in the reverse to find the original plain text. Example, using the key square from the step 1. Rest. The description message is hello. Keep in mind that if there are odd numbers of the letters in the plain text, you may need to add an extra letter. The Playfair cheaper is already relatively simple but effective way on them. Encryption. Now when we come to the point of Hill cheaper, developed by the mathematical Lester Hill in 1929, the encryption algorithm takes the successive plaintext letter and the substitute for them. Cheaper text letters. The substitution is determined by the M-linear equation in which each character is assigned a numerical value. A is equals to 0, B is equals to 1, Z is equal to 25. The C1 is equals to K11 P1 plus K12 P2 and K13 P3 mode 26. And the C2 C3, this is where the example goes. As shown in the PPT, this is the example for the Hill cheaper. So thank you guys.